All right. Well, everyone, we are back, and we're back. Welcome to Drunk on Crypto, and we are installing this week Drunk on Poker. Drunk Poker. Yeah, I think we're calling it Drunk Poker. Brought to you by Stake.com. Link in the description, affiliate link, helps channel out. Use it, trying to get a deal with them so that you'll get a couple dollars. They used to have a faucet at Stake.com, which was one of my favorite things because you could just go and waste time there. You didn't actually have to put money on, but they took the faucet away. But they're working on something else. But it's a fun site, and we'll be heading over there. Our special guest tonight is BitBoy. I don't know why I stuck. I was going to call you by your. It says Ben, so I can call you Ben.
Yeah, sure.
Ben is on with us. There's a few things we wanted to talk about. Definitely not the market because it's so boring and.
Well, it just pumped big time a second ago.
Yeah, I know. I saw that before we started. But even a big pump after the big dump is,
negligible. Right.
Yeah. How long do you think we're going to be going in this area, or do you think we're going to go lower?
I mean, it really no. Well, yeah, I do. I think we're gonna 7,500 is kind of the number that I've heard a lot of people talk about. 6,800 maybe being like a dream entry point. But I do think we will see sevens, I believe. But here's the thing: judging based on history, like we should be back up soon. We should turn around and hit a big green candle at some point and go back above 10K. In my opinion, not one candle, but maybe in a couple days. Consecutive days. But
you said history, and I wanted to really hit on that. I'll take a break for a sec. You said in your video about how things are changing.
Yeah.
And you said history. And I really agree with what you said, that I think that all bets are off.
Yep. When
it comes to kind of knowing what's going to happen, not just because of manipulation, not just because of all the other whales and crap, but people tend to forget, and rightfully so, because it is really a mind-blowing situation that we're in when you really stop and think about it. And you can say, it's a brand new asset class and it's all new, but we're literally in history right now. You know what I mean?
Crazy. Oh, absolutely.
It's such a massive thing, and you can't really think about it because then it really blows your mind. If you look at any asset, if you're looking at its history, you can go back so far, but that's it. Like, you can't go back to the beginning of gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't chart it back to when it was started, and that's where we're at here. I mean, if you go back in any asset that's been around for a while that you can look back on, if you could look at, this changed because the United States was created. Oh, this changed because there was a superpower, and it's these massive things that would have changed those markets. But with most, you can't go back to the beginning, and we're literally at the beginning. You know,
what's crazy is I was thinking about this the other day, which is like I remember the first time I saw I saw Bitcoin. It would have been in late 2012. It was probably somewhere around September to October when something I was paying for, a software, I needed to have Bitcoin. I remember looking at it like, what is this? It just seemed like it was just another one of those. I don't know, have you ever done online gambling, like on, playing poker, blackjack online, anything like that?
Yeah.
Well, back even before Black Friday happened in the gambling world, you would play on these sites and they were living in this gray area of like legal and illegal. So there were all of these different like online wallets you could use, ways you could deposit money. You'd have to deposit money into this account, and then this account you could deposit it in your poker site. And to me, when I first saw Bitcoin, it just looked like all those other things. It was like, oh, here's just another thing like NetTeller. I think you guys still use that in Europe. We could use that for a while here in America. There's some kind of like Native American wallet that you could have that was here, which was really crazy because it was a way that like an Indian reservation was getting around, and having an online casino there in America. And that's what Bitcoin reminded me of. It's just like, oh, this is just another one of those weird internet things. and to think it started out on Bitcoin Talk Forum, really, you know, a few years before that. And it just hit me the other day, like, man, Wall Street is now investing in this. It just blew my mind thinking about how far Bitcoin has come in such a short period of time, where it comes like it's this irrelevant currency that nobody even knows what it is. And now we have like multi-million to billion-dollar capital funds investing in Bitcoin. It's so crazy how fast this has happened. You know,
It's $1 trillion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is mind blowing. It really, really is. Where were we?
Mainstream
At the beginning.
Bitcoin.
At the beginning.
Oh, you told your story about the when you first learned about it.
Yeah.
With me, it was like the Bitcoin pizza. It's actually sad for me. So I used to buy my kids ironic shirts from this website called $6 Shirts.
Yeah.
And years, they're one of the first people ever that accepted Bitcoin. I'm like, what's a Bitcoin? And then my son is like, oh, it's digital money and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's stupid, man. You can make copies of money. He's like, no, he tried to explain. I'm like, I don't get it. But then it was like, cool.
Oh my God.
So I wanted to try it. So I jumped through 1,000 hoops. I got, I don't know, it was hundreds of Bitcoins to pay for this $10 shirt, you know, like $10, $12. I probably have 20 Bitcoins left just in the trash. But it was such a pain. But it was like, I used Bitcoin. I bought this shirt. That's ridiculous. I'm not doing that again. And then that was like 5 computers ago. This just trashed. So that was the first time.
Wow.
And I didn't really think about it because it was confusing.
How much did your shirt cost?
$6. It's $6 shirts.
You
And like
$6 on the shirt.
$3 in shipping. Yeah, they're still $6. Follow my affiliate link. No, they're still around though. But I think they have to be so rich. They were taking Bitcoin back when it was change.
Oh, well, let me tell you, the guy that I bought the software from, and I mean, I had already been buying a lot of software from this guy, but he had his website shut down by ICANN. It was like an automated Craigslist posting software is what it was. And so he started taking Bitcoin, but it was $1,000 a pop. I was buying $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, and then I was sending him $150 worth of Bitcoin every 3 months for, I think I had 14 or 15 computers at that point running it. So, and that was just me. I mean, if you just add up all the Bitcoin this guy got from me, and I mean, he sold thousands of versions of this software, he's got to be a billionaire. I mean, there's no question about it. He has to be a billionaire with as much as he was taking.
He's one of those quiet whales.
Oh, he's got to be. He has to be. He's in Russia too, so.
Unless he bought shirts.
You know them Russians. They're always in a hurry.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Lee.
Onward has given you another diamond.
You know, I'm going to look, just so you know. All right, hold on. Damn it. Thank you very much. So you have to take a shot, too.
Yeah, I'm happy to, but I know you're not.
Yeah, I'm trying to maintain, man. Trying to maintain. All right. But like I was saying, we're at the beginning of an asset. So I think that, like what you said, with the institutional money brings awareness. It's still, we live in this bubble, so it's very odd to think, if you talk to someone and you're like cryptocurrency and they're like, what?
I'm out of the bubble now. I have
Bitcoin.
Stepped outside of the bubble. I am aware of what is going on in the world at this point.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's weird when you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because my friends are like, you and your Bitcoin stuff, but like they know, you know what I mean? But when you talk to no coiners and people and they just have no idea what you're talking about, you know what I mean? But with institutional money coming in, awareness will grow. So the space itself is going to a completely different place. It's going to change so dramatically that it will be hard to do anything based on history because it's a completely different animal. It's like having your buddy in high school who's like super party animal. You're like, hey, are you inviting Tom? Yeah, Tom's coming to the party. Cool. And then Tom runs around naked and goes crazy, and he's always the crazy guy. You see him 5 years later, he's married, has a kid. You're like, hey, I'm having a barbecue, Tom. You coming? And everyone's like, yeah, Tom's coming. And then he comes and he's like, hello, everyone. How are you? This is my wife.
Oh, this sounds like my life exactly.
Completely different person.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's where we're at. We're at this time that the whole space is going to change.
Bitcoin's growing up.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, it's growing up.
That's a good video title. I'm gonna steal my own comment there and make a video. Bitcoin's growing up.
That's good. All right.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying. Like, it is like it's growing up and it is bringing awareness. I think the thing that I meant when I said when we look back at history, it seems like the price should be going up very soon. The whole thing is now all bets are off because this is we could see it behave the way it has traditionally behaved. We could see that. We could see in the investment, the charts, the psychology of the investor. We can see all of that be the same. But we don't know that yet because we haven't seen what a cycle looks like with this kind of the more savvy institutional investor coming in.
Lee, take your shots and breathe oxygen for God's sake. There is one saving grace, though. The people that are coming in, the institutions, they are textbook. You know what I mean? They're like human bots. So I think they will follow patterns. They will follow things looking back. But it could, like you said, it could be completely different. It could be insane. He could just turn everything up on its head. What do you think, Lee?
I've lost all interest.
So you looking forward to Disney World?
Yeah, man, Disney World's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to have a little vacation and hang out with the family. The kids don't know we're going, so we're surprising them on Sunday when we leave, which is gonna be pretty fun. So
that's like the Family Guy episode. That's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I am the Family Guy. But yeah, so it'll be fun. But one thing I do want to ask all the Disney characters if they've heard of Bitcoin. I think that'll be fun.
Yeah, I didn't know that they can't say I don't know. That's amazing.
Yeah, they cannot say that. That's the one thing they're not allowed to say.
They can't say I don't know?
No, they cannot say I do not know. That is not in a Disney employee's vocabulary.
Wow, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. They can point you to where you need to go. If they actually don't know the answer to your question, you're like, oh, well, where do they sell this little thing at? And they don't know. They have to say something like, well, if you proceed down this way and you go here to this store, they can help you out, even if they don't have, you know what I'm saying? So they're just trained. They cannot say that. So,
hey, Princess Jasmine, how many calories are in a potato?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check for you. That's hilarious.
She'll actually probably say, well, in Persia, we don't actually grow potatoes. That's probably what she would say. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Like, I'm looking forward to asking some of these Disney characters, like, have you heard of Bitcoin? And hearing them be like, well, in my time, we just trade gold. I don't know. I don't know what kind of accent that is I'm doing. I don't know.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that one out.
Yeah. Well, that's how princesses talk.
I think so. I'm not one. My daughter is one, but I'm not one. So.
You've been making the rounds on the oh shit, it's kicking in. Conventions.
Yeah, I call it the conference circuit.
Okay. Damn. See, I'm drunk. That confused me. The conference circuit. I got you.
Yeah, the conference circuit. So,
all right.
Yeah, I got a lot coming up. So I just got back from Philadelphia. I'll be going to.
What were you doing in Philadelphia?
What's that?
Did you see Ben? You're Ben. I'm
Ben.
not that drunk. The other
Bitcoin Ben.
Yeah, Bitcoin Ben.
Yeah. I saw him. Yeah, we talked for a while.
That's
I
cool.
like him. We're friends.
I like him too.
Yeah.
We are friends.
Yes.
He's probably very sad about Litecoin, as I am. I forgot that I had my eToro 100% in Litecoin. And I forgot about it until it fucking halved. That was not funny, by the way. The Litecoin price happening. Yeah, that was That was what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck in there. I gotta let it sit.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, it's just you look at the charts traditionally, and people just think something different is going to happen this time. Like, oh, well, this time when we have the Litecoin happening, the price is going to go way up, and it's going to go. If you look back at the last one, it was terrible for the price. Yes, it ran up leading to it, but then afterwards, it bottomed out and it stayed flat for a long time. And we may see that again with it, So, but people just always think like, oh, but I'm holding this coin this time, and I know that the halving is great for Bitcoin, so this is definitely going to be good for Litecoin. It's good for you to have it like leading up 3 or 4 months until it actually happens. But then after that, you should get out of it. And people get they get tied to their coins. Like people have to learn, in my opinion, how to differentiate between like liking what a coin is doing and the long-term prospects of it, and then understanding like, oh, in the short term, this is probably a bad investment. Now, if you just want to own it and just not look at the price, that's fine. But don't do it for investment purposes and look at the chart over the last time that a certain, instance happened and say, oh, but this next time it's going to be different, because it's not going to be, I mean, most of the time with Bitcoin, we are looking maybe at something different just because of this whole new paradigm shift we just had. But outside of that, like, all the charts showed that Litecoin was going to drop, after the halving. Now, obviously, you left it in there on accident, not knowing. But I'm
like when everything was dropping, I needed to cash out, but no, I just left it in there. So
what can you do?
I mean, it's going to go up. It's going to go up, of course it is, but now I got to wait. Just let it sit. I got to huddle. I'm stuck in the huddle.
You could be holding a lot worse. I mean,
I could be holding Disney.
Dragon
Chain.
I really thought I thought Dragon Chain was going to do well.
Everybody did.
Yeah,
I did.
Really
but
did.
Everybody did. Everybody thought. I mean, it was one of the top coins, and it's literally been the very worst coin out of all of the ones you possibly could have invested in. Yeah.
And plus, Litecoin had all the FUD, with the no development. They're like Tron without any.
Don't mention them fucking dickheads. Are they gone yet?
Well, the thing is about it is that
they were just so focused on advertising and marketing, and then like, hey, there's no, there's nothing on GitHub. There's nothing going on.
What do people want? What do people want Litecoin to develop? Like, what do people want development on when it comes to Litecoin?
That's a good point. But like they said, a lot of it just isn't uploaded there.
Yeah.
And uploaded yet. It really is Bitcoin's brother. You know what I mean? And it's kind of
the number one thing that people want developed on it is they want the Mimblewimble protocol. They want a privacy protocol put on top of Litecoin, so you can have an option to send things privately. Just this week at Coinvention, I interviewed David Schwartz, who is on the Litecoin Foundation. And I asked him about this. I said, yeah, that's what everybody wants you to do, is to build that, but are you guys actually doing it? And he was like, I don't know. And I said, well, yeah, that's a good thing. Here's the thing. We're living in this world where privacy coins are going to become extinct or move completely.
That's what I was going to ask you about that, make that point that people would like that, but it would also kill what Litecoin is. Litecoin
They're concerned. The Litecoin Foundation is, in fact, concerned. I know this for a fact because I talked to them. If they add the private send, they're concerned that exchanges will try to delist them for being a privacy coin.
Yeah, and that's not what
Dash.
They're supposed to be the real Bitcoin Cash, in my humble opinion. They are. Bitcoin is really moving towards more of a.
Store value.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm here for you.
Store of value. And Litecoin is really the peer-to-peer. It's the peer-to-peer. It's Satoshi's vision. No offense, Mr. Wright. Dr. Wright, don't fucking sue me, you ass dick. That was the alcohol talking. Please don't sue me, sir.
It just made you more of what you already are.
So I think that Litecoin is the real peer to peer. That's the cash. That's what it's going to be. You know, the speed, all that. And in adding the privacy element, it just shines that spotlight. It gives the middle finger to the government, and it invites so much negativity from.
Yep.
Which I think that's what privacy coins are for.
Mm-hmm.
I think they need to fill that. Yeah.
I think
everyone knows you're a
Litecoin-
crypto crack, Lee. Don't ask me if I'm drunk in the chat when you know that I'm a little tipsy now.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
But I think Litecoin is fine as it is. Like what do we need to be really developing on Lite? I say we, I'm not a developer, but I'm just saying like what really is Litecoin supposed to be developing? I mean, there's not much. I think there was one other thing that people kind of wanted to see. It's slipping my mind right now, but it's a currency and it works. It does what it's supposed to do. So, you know, with Bitcoin, obviously, I mean, we looked at quantum computing, that Google has said they have this quantum supremacy. Like Bitcoin is going to have to be developed more, and it's going to have some things that are going to be more quantum resistant in the future. So there's some direction that it needs to go.
Yeah.
And then once it does that, Litecoin can be like, oh, well, that could be a good direction for us. But right now, there's not a lot of stuff that's got to be done. So I don't understand all the FUD. I mean, it's a fact. I mean, the fact is all that stuff in that chat was legit, but I just don't think any of it is that big of a deal. So
yeah, that's exactly that's what I think too. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's also not a startup.
Right.
It's also not coming with a release. It's friggin' Litecoin. You know what I mean? It's established. It's one of the top 3, 4. You know. But I think the quantum computing thing is a big deal. I think it has a lot of people scared. I think I don't know whether to say it's justified or unjustified. I think it's justified, just way too soon.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think it's a coincidence that paper got released the weekend before Bakkt launched?
You asshole. I hadn't thought of that conspiracy. Now I'm going to be obsessed with it.
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw it. When I saw that quantum computing article, that's the first thing I thought about.